knockouts. Now back to Cooldown.
Thank you so much.
All right, welcome to World's Cooldown after the last day of play-ins group stage. I am Jat, joined by my casting partner from earlier, Atlas and Spawn, and we just saw Royal Youth start the play-in group stage 0-3, but turn it around to qualify for the second seed. How about that?
Yep, bit of a Cinderella story for the Turkish team, and unfortunately, even with a gigantic Brazilian crowd here in the LEC studio, somehow they weren't able to get over the line.
Yeah, and the thing is that I actually think the representatives from the CBL were playing at a pretty good level throughout this group play-in stage. They were able to have a couple of good early game performances against Damwon, pick up a win versus the TCL the first time around, but unfortunately, as I was kind of alluding to on day one, the other two teams in this group are just very, very good, clean League of Legends team, and I think that it was a matter of time before, you know, you can only play so many games before standards kind of right themselves, and yeah, I think it was just a really tough group.
I think so too. If I were to go back after seeing all the games and say which group is the strongest
this
overall.
This is the strongest group by a mile.
I think it is. Yeah. I mean, Damwon is worth like 2 teams, but then both of these guys, I think, could have had a good chance of making it out of any other group. So that's obviously a really unsatisfying consolation prize for Flamengo, but I think their group was actually really hard.
Yeah, and I think that what Flamengo would have taken away from this is that it's like a slightly better performance, and the CBLOL's journey back into the international stage starts to become easier as you start picking up seed 2, you know, trying to climb towards that seed 1, which is the ultimate goal of being able to have an easier run through Worlds. But in this game in particular, it really was a crushing victory for Royal. Like from draft, you know, talking to Soaz behind stage, he was like, this is a really tough matchup for the Camille top lane. It certainly played out that way. So a couple of draft issues in there. And I think Royal really did show that when they have the right composition, they are very good at attacking the right areas of the map.
And the thing about having the right composition is, yes, like I mean, it's good to have a good comp, right? But you got to also play to what your strengths are. And I think the thing that I love about Royal is that they have multiple different ways they can win the game. And we saw a split push out of them the first time of asking, and then we see this sort of team fight, crazy global comp work out really well for them as well. So showing that flexibility, I think, is going to mean really good things going into a best of 5.
Yeah, and what's funny about all of this is we just played 24 pretty high intensity group stage games, and every group went to seeding. By the end of it, the pool 1s were all the 1 seeds, and the pool 2s are all the 2 seeds.
So as we look at the results, what is even the point of the play? Chat, I think that's what we must take away.
You have to prove the seeding right. You just got to make sure that it's there.
You said you predicted that at the start.
So I said every group is accurately seeded.
Yeah.
However, I am actually a little bit surprised that we didn't actually see any upsets go over the line.
Yeah,
right?
I'm surprised about Group C especially.
Yeah, Group C writing itself today, especially with how close Mega was to beating HKA in both of their games, or even the fact that Unicorns beat Clutch twice and then didn't get the #1 seed.
And the fact that HK topped the group as well, I think, is quite surprising. I think the VCS were looking like a really strong region moving into this tournament. In comparison to LMS in terms.
As soon as you have belief in these teams, something just happens. You know, everyone jumped on the Mammoth hype train. It was a little bit too heavy, stumbled, the beast fell over.
Yep.
Low-key was just gathering supporters today. You could feel the groundswell starting to happen.
One of them. This guy definitely being one of them.
I was actually on their hype train from before this. I thought that group was the most likely group to upset, and then I thought maybe Esports would have a shot. But it's good to see that Hong Kong, HKA, as well as Splash, were just able to, you know, stay consistent, you know, slow the game down when it was appropriate and be able to pick up much-needed wins.
And also, just looking at this right now, the way the draw works, which we're going to have on stage in just a minute or two, is the 1 seed from any group will cross-draw into the 2 seeds from any group. I think the thing that jumps out to any of the 2 seeds is they cross their fingers and they say, please do not draw me Damwon Gaming. Max, I know you wanted to make a point about Damwon's coaching staff that hasn't really been brought up yet.
Yeah, and so a lot of people have been talking about this this team's incredible young talent and everything like that, and I think that's been proven here. But what hasn't really been spoken about is just Coach Kim and what an incredible force he is. From not only taking Invictus Gaming to the World Championship and taking home the title, but also before that. I mean, this guy came in, found a Longzhou Gaming that was 7th place, and brought them to 1st in 1 split. and then moved to Invictus Gaming, took them to the World Championship, and then took a challenger team from the LCK.
Absolutely agree, but I've just been told they're ready to draw. So
Okay.
not only do they have to go on a damn one, they got to go into Coach Kim, and we're going to find out what matchups are in the knockout stage. Quick shot, take it away.
Thank you very much. After 4 days of Worlds 2019, the play-ins group stage is now complete. 4 teams have been eliminated, and the remaining 8 will be drawn into knockout matches, the winners of which will advance to the World's group stage in the 2019 League of Legends World Championship. All the teams that finished first in their group will be placed into Pool 1, and the representatives are Clutch Gaming, Splice, HKA, and Dam1 Gaming. All teams that place second in their groups will be placed into Pool 2, and they are the Unicorns of Love, Isurus Gaming, Low-Key Esports, and Royal Youth. We will draw all 4 Pool 1 teams, and then their Pool 2 opponents. Every first place team will face off against a second place team, except for the second place team that was within their own group. To help draw the play-ins knockout matches, I would like to invite the head coach for Misfits, Hussein Mousfi, as well as the 2018 World Championship finalist, Paul Soyez Boyer, to the stage. Thank you very much for joining us. To find out what the play-ins knockout matches will be, Soaz, please draw the first team. And the first team drawn is HKA. Please draw the next team. As we have had a ball open up, we will stop down, and a League Ops official will step on stage. Paul, you do not need to worry. We will reset the balls to ensure that we have a valid draw. Thank you very much. Once we have reset the teams, we'll give them a good mix-up and continue with the draw. All right. Please do the honors of drawing the next team. And it is Clutch Gaming. Please draw the next team, Soaz. And the third team is Dam1 Gaming. Please draw the final first seed from the play-ins group stage. And of course, it is Splice. Now, as a reminder, we will draw the second seeded teams into the matchup bracket as long as it is not against the same team from the same group. Hussein, please draw the first team. The team drawn is Isurus Gaming. And the matchup is HKA versus Isurus Gaming. Please draw the next team. The team drawn is Royal Youth. The matchup is Clutch Gaming versus Royal Youth. Please draw the next team. Low Key Esports has been drawn. Damn One Gaming will take on Low Key Esports. Please draw the final team. The Unicorns of Love have been drawn, and they will face Splice in the knockout round. This concludes the play-ins knockout group draw. All 4 matches will be best of 5 and will be played over the course of Monday and Tuesday. The winners will advance to the 2019 World's Group Stage.
Well,
Wow.
there we have it. All the draw luck, I think, was just spent on that draw right there.
I don't know. I think we were just following the script, Jad.
Yeah.
This seems like
We had the
we've got
interview.
Clutch versus Royal Youth just after Tolerant was talking about wanting to go against Clutch.
Yeah.
And we've also got the dream Splice versus Unicorns of Love. Chachi versus his old team, his old org. Oh, man.
Have you been
is
following
spicy.
the memes where Reddit decides which team is or isn't
Yes.
European?
Yes.
That's just the official match right there.
The battle, if you will. I mean, I think that really the the HKA group versus Isurus Gaming is also really interesting to me because coming into this, we said HKA is possibly the weakest of all of those first seeds. And then I thought that Isurus Gaming was maybe the strongest of all the second seeds.
So I guess that answers my next question because I was going to ask both of you what you think the most likely 2-seed victory would be.
Well, I was going to say I have revised my measurement of the second
Ah,
seed.
I see.
I would put Royal Youth or Well at the top of that list. However, I do think that if there is going to be an upset, it will be found in HKA versus Isurus Gaming.
I think it's really interesting, though, because I really like your point. I think HK, as far as first seeds, are probably the weakest, but Isurus Gaming being less strong than Royal Youth means that how much stronger a Royal Youth than Isurus Gaming and how much stronger a Clutch than Hong Kong Attitude, because I think both of those matchups are actually going to be pretty close.
Yeah, they could be. However, I do also want to temper the fact that we've been playing best of ones.
Yeah.
And we're about to move into best of 5s.
Yeah.
And we've seen in best of 5, consistency does reign supreme, and it does free up certain things in draft phases that you're not necessarily able to do in best of 1s just because of, pressure around having to pick up a game. We heard Clutch already speak about it. They like to play scaling. They have to fight down some of their own individual tendencies in the best of 1 format. So I do think that this could be one of those situations where Clutch and Splice are actually much better than what they were able to show in the 4 games that they've played so far.
I do think that's possible. I also cast my mind back to last year when we had Cloud9 in the best of 5 phase and they almost got reverse swept, right? They actually turned around the reverse sweep in game 5. So I agree with you that the major region teams with potentially more best of 5 experience or more experienced players like Hooney or someone should have like a bit of experience in that ledge. But after what we just saw in the play-in stage with so many upsets,
Come on, you don't get to play host. Who are you saying is the biggest upset?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the most likely upset is HKA versus Isurus Gaming.
Okay.
Mainly because I still have a hard time identifying the overall strength of that group, and I think Group C was probably the weakest. And HKA, while they did win both of their mega games, were down against Mega, and that's a team that I actually didn't expect to win a single game coming into the play-in stage. So that combined with the fact that Isurus Gaming was legit against Splice in day 2 of their stage, I think Wara is actually a really good 80 carry, so they have that lane to play through. Seiya, pretty decent player as well. So I think that would be the upset that I would most likely predict.
Well, the thing about Isurus is that, Bugax may be the player that we didn't
There he
expect to
is.
play well, was actually playing very good. Warangulus, the player that we thought would be the carry of the team, was the carry of the team. It was Odi and Seiya that were kind of maybe letting the team down a little bit. And they are the veterans you expect as the tournament goes on. Eventually, they have to hit their stride.
Yeah, I think-
Surely they've done it on the international stage before. They should be able to ramp up into a best of 5.
I think Odi especially left a lot to be desired. We've seen good things from Odi in the past. going up to 3 years ago, but in this tournament, it really has not been the Oddie we wanted to see. I think a lot of us were really hyped, seeing the Oddie say a combination on sort of a super team, Isurus Gaming now, an org that's been around for a really long time, but Oddie fell flat in this tournament so far.
Yeah, as far as schedule goes, you can see October 7th, game 1 is going to be Damwon. We have Clutch on October 7th as well, and the final game is going to be that Splice versus UOL. And the most interesting storyline there, I feel like, is Vizicachi.
Oh, yeah. And this means a lot to Spawn and I as well. First time that we left Australia to commentate was the promotion tournament, what was it, 2015 spring season, where UOL's Vizicachi...
2014. What had happened?
It was in 14, but it was the 2015 promotion.
Oh, yeah, 2015 promotion. Jat had watched us commentate in Australia.
That was when I first got the Jat follow Spawn.
We then got on... I had to create a Twitter account.
Okay. Yes, it's very important to both of you two. I understand. I have to cut you off because we have an interview on stage with BrTT after that disappointing tiebreaker game.
Thank you very much, guys, and thank you, BrTT, for joining me after the game. I'm so sorry things didn't go your way today. I hope you were still proud and happy to be able to play on the big stage once again after such a long time.
Thank you. Like, I don't know, like, I hope I can come back to the big stage again, because I don't know how many years I'll play more, so, and everyone knows, like, how hard it is. In Brazil, like, there is a lot of good teams at the same level, and I play for so many times, and that's my second time in Worlds, so who knows if I'll come back to Worlds, so I hope so.
Yeah, you kept on mentioning that you didn't know if you would come back to Worlds, so you will keep on playing, right? This is not like an anticipated retirement or anything.
Yeah, I will keep playing.
Thank God.
But I don't know, like, how many years more. I'm 28 already, so... Yeah.
We're about the same age, so please don't say we're too old, because it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah. For me, I can play 30 years, 31, 32, who knows? Let's see.
Are you happy about the performance you had, you individually, here?
Actually, no. The last 2 games, I feel like I could do more for my team, like in-game and out-game, so I'm not that happy. Maybe I could choose like another options of picks and bans too, so that could help our team. So I'm not that happy.
I wouldn't see it like this. You come back to the international stage, you get to play Draven, and you pop off with the pick. So I guess that's a good thing for you. But yeah, do you have anything you want to say to the fans? They've been crazy with you, and they've been cheering for you so much for the past few days. So go ahead, in Brazilian if you want.
Actually, there's not much to say, just thanks for all the support and everyone that cheered for us. Muito obrigado a todo mundo que torceu. Eu realmente estou muito triste, muito desapontado com o nosso rendimento. A gente estava esperando realmente passar para a fase de grupo, sair da fase de grupo. Esse é realmente o nosso foco, mas acabou que nesses 2 últimos jogos a gente acabou vendo erros muito grandes assim do nosso time e eu acho que não dava tempo para corrigir, então infelizmente não saímos com resultado, só posso pedir desculpa agora e agradecer toda a torcida.
Well, thank you very much for agreeing to do this interview. Obrigado, and I hope I'll get to see you next year. Now back to you guys on Cooldown.
Thank you very much for those words. DFM, Mega, Mammoth, and Flamengo are the teams that have been eliminated from the World Championship. BrTT, actually the oldest player at the World Championship. Now the oldest one remaining will be ex-Smithy of Team Liquid, 28. I hope, as he mentioned, that he plays into his 30s, because I've been saying for years that we're going to have 30-year-old League of Legends pros.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes to old pros, I'm living in Korea at the moment, and I think there's only one man in the conversation for greatest esports player to have ever lived, apart from Faker, and that's Flash, right? He's only very recently retired, but he was well over 30 years old. And with StarCraft Brood War being remastered, he came back and was still the champion. This guy's accolades go for an incredibly long time. So you can be an esports player for a really long time. You know, we only need to keep our hands spry. You know, it's fine.
But I do understand the frustration, because you do feel like there is a time limit on your career as an esports pro. And this is something that you can tell BrTT wants to like continue to do, but get past, you know, push through that previous ceiling. And the frustration of not being able to do it. Like, he wouldn't have any answers now. So being brave enough to do the interview, like, that takes a lot of guts and a lot of respect. And I think that, you know, hopefully he does come back and have a really good run.
Yeah, Tolerant was elated to keep going in the tournament. BrTT, obviously that's the other end of competition in esports. If you missed any of the action today, be sure to stick around for our rebroadcast, which will start at 8:30 p.m. CEST, which will be 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. And that is all from us here in the play-in group stage. So thank you, and we'll be back Monday for Damwon versus Loki to start it off. See you then.
Sometimes it's gonna be battles that you need to fight. You can't back down, no. Don't let them stop you, no matter what they do.
They go for the engage, but the grand entrance is going to be there. The heroic one, I Tell a Lie, is now Pilot. Finds himself the Featherstorm. No Blade Caller action's gonna happen. And Showmaker diving around the fight. A double kill so far. But I don't know whether it's great when Lloyd is already dead. The taunt is brilliant though. Big Mega Nara as the Featherstorm gonna try and avoid kickback there onto Pop, and Duel is gonna go down. HK getting them one after the other.
Rocky needs to step forward, steps into Hani. Hani's still gonna be alive, Rocky is fade off, but G4 now stepping in, cannot get anything else done. Celebrity looking for more, the shutdown is there. Daewoo gonna grab one, G4 gonna be in trouble, he's running away, but it's a wipe for Low-Key. They absolutely smashed the fight, the triple.
Between these two players who have gone for absolutely no defensive stats, it's just...
Oh, the knockback series into the tower! Oh, man! Sivers the only person that matters. Can he win the fight? He can't even get in. In the meantime, they're now trying to pull ahead. Sivers still in touch, but it does not matter. The Camille on the backside is getting so much work done. Trip goes golden, but it will not be enough. He gets taken out in the end, and now the fight is turning against Flamengo. BrTT is caught out on his lonesome, goes into the GA, and that is going to do it.
One more to go.
One more to go, guys. Oh no, gold card hits. Confirms, goes in, Goku gonna try to flash backwards. Now the snare lacks under the tower. Closer gonna be in trouble, but still taken out. He got him! And Royal, from start to finish, dominate in the tiebreaker. They will take down Flamengo. They will shut down the CB Law, and the TCL will move on to the bracket stage of the play-ins 2019 World Championship.